Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to do a plan and decorate with me for the month of August 2024. Let me flip back to July and show you what we did then. It was pretty bare. I did end up putting in a couple things over the course of the month. Not a lot, nothing happened in July other than work. Nothing extra different happened. No birthdays. A couple days of dog sitting. I went to a picnic, a work picnic for my dad. I got my nails done, and that's it. Yeah, a dentist appointment at the end. So yeah, a very slow month. Not a bad thing. And we decorated using the vintage pack from the Sticky Club subscription. And this month we are going to use a Happy Planner book. This one is called Happy Illustrations, and we can do a quick flip through. I haven't used this book yet. I don't really see a theme other than bright colors, maybe a little summery or a little springy. I see some animals, cats. Here we have some dogs, some header boxes with little animals in them. So I see animals, light pastel colors, springy, summery. Look at that guy. Yeah, I think this is super cute. Some summer fruit, some quotes: happy, beauty and simplicity, growing, enjoy your life. My spirit my spirit animal is a llama. I love llamas. Happy Planner planners. Some holiday headers, and that's it. So I haven't done any brainstorming for this decorate with me, so you are going to think along with me on what to do here. August is also not a very busy month. We have a couple birthdays, which is a couple more than we had last month. We have my nephew's birthday, August 21st, my sister-in-law's birthday on August 22nd, and a nail appointment on August 11th. And that's it. I think that I am going to write in my recurring, not my recurring client appointments, but my recurring work-related appointments, like supervision and my own personal therapy I can put in here. Oh, and last month I used the labels, labels from the back of the Erin Condren book. This is an Erin Condren Lifeplanner hourly layout. I always forget to mention that. And I'm going to not do that this month. I am going to look for some headers in here because they're not very, I feel like this sticker book is pretty colorful. The colors are toned down and pastel, but it's colorful. And the labels at the back of the Erin Condren book are not very colorful. Very pretty, but not very colorful. So we are going to stick to colorful. So, oops. So let's find some label boxes for my birthdays. And so something very interesting happened this week. My cat came back. I have two cats. They're brothers. They are about 6 years old, and they are both indoor outdoor cats. Diego, he's black and white, and he is mostly indoor, a little bit outdoor. And his brother Dante, my mom named him after Dante, the dog from Disney's Coco movie. Dante is very much an outdoor cat, and he really had a rough time at our last place that we just moved from. This is DJ's birthday. And in the place where we were living before, where we are currently living, it had an HOA, and we were not allowed to let our cats out without a leash. And I think that for the most part, neighbors don't care. I've seen cats walking around outside before. So people do it, and I don't think most people care, but we had a neighbor a few houses down who I suspect was the neighbor calling the HOA on us for the cats being outside. So we got some warnings threatening us with a citation, with fees. So we stopped letting them go outside, and they were some really, really, really bored cats. Diego, not so much. He's mostly indoors. But Dante, he had a really hard time, and I felt so bad for him. I don't think he was suffering not being able to go outside, but I do think he was really, really bored and slept a lot. He had a really hard time entertaining himself inside the house. And we bought them toys. We bought them toys that move around on by themselves, you know. We bought them fishing poles, and we would play with them using the fishing poles with the cat toy at the end. But they were still, oh, a laser. I got them a little laser pen, and I would play with them with the laser pen. But still, they were some really, really bored kitties. But we finally moved. They had to deal with being stuck inside for maybe 6 months. It wasn't horrible because those 6 months did end up being over winter too. So at least they didn't miss out on a lot of the summer months or the warmer months. I think that for my recurring appointments, I'm going to use bullet points. I don't think I saw any bullet points. I saw check boxes, like to-do lists, like task lists. I could use a checklist and cut the bullet point out, but I actually have some bullet points in this in this happy planner colorful boxes. This came with a lot of bullet points, and I do, having tweezers for this really does help, but I can't find my tweezers. I have these, I don't know, flat nose tweezers, I guess, but they don't work very well. I got them from a 5-pack of tweezers from Michael's. They don't hold onto, they don't grab very well. So let's see. I'm going to have supervision every Friday. I'm going to finish supervision. You know what? I think I want to use the same, I'm going to use the same bullet point. See what I mean? Like they're not grabbing onto the sticker well. I should just throw these out. I have these reverse tweezers. They work a little better, but I feel like I need to squeeze them really hard to open them. So let's use blue for my therapy. No, let's use blue for group supervisions. No, because I don't have enough blue. Let's use green for my weekly individual supervision that are Fridays. Oh, so my individual supervision on Fridays is for my licensure for couple and family therapy. I'm an MFT and I'm trying to be an LMFT. And I think I only need one more session of LMFT supervision to be able to complete my supervision hours that's required for it. And I was thinking that I would ask my LMFT supervisor if after I finish all of my required hours with her, if I could still see her for LMFT supervision, but maybe bi-weekly instead of weekly. I'm going to ask her that this Friday. I have my next supervision with her. I want to take this off and move it down a little bit more. And so if she's so, and I mean, I can't imagine why she would not be okay with me going bi-weekly. But if she's okay with that, this will be different because I did put her down for every week on Friday, but she wouldn't be every week anymore. We'll see. It's summertime and we're also not very busy over summer. So I'm not going to need to see her every week either, especially if I still have group supervision on Thursdays. I changed my mind. I am going to take off some individual supervision dots. So I'm going to see her this coming Friday, so I will probably not see her on the 2nd. I will not see her on the 16th. And I will not see her on the 30th. And what I'm noticing now is that on my bi-weekly schedule with her, it would end up falling on the same day as my bi-weekly individual or personal therapy session. And I think I want to change that. So I think that instead of asking her to skip a week, I will ask my personal therapist if we can skip a week so that my bi-weekly therapy and bi-weekly supervision alternate each other. Let's do that. So so these dots will end up changing. Well, the red one will. Should I change them now? Yeah, let's change them now. So I have my individual supervision this coming Friday, or therapy. I can either ask for a session on the 2nd. So I'll have 2 weeks back to back of therapy and then start every other week again. Or I can have therapy this coming Friday and then skip 2 Fridays and then come back on the 16th. I'm going to do that. Awesome. I would normally write on the paper. I usually don't use labels for my supervision and for my recurring stuff. I usually just use stickers for the events. But I don't think this will change, but what if it does? Do I want to use sticker paper to write on so that I can move my sticker paper around? It's not the most horrible thing to have to white something out or cross it out. I do that on my weekly planning all the time, but I want my monthlies to look prettier. So I found these skinny labels They just have a metallic border. So this is what we have. I like it. And let's put some labels down for group supervision. And I did just mention that I don't tend to use labels for recurring stuff, but I'm going to do it since I did it for the Friday recurring. The thing is that I don't think I saw the skinny headers in this book. I only saw these 4 skinny ones, and then I saw a bunch of double ones. So here are our options. We have these fat boxes that will take up almost the whole day of the month, and we have these slightly thinner boxes that are this size. Or I can take, and I think this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this checklist and I'm going to cut them. So my cats, so we ended up moving, not just because of that. I mean, we didn't like that, but we moved mostly because we didn't like living in an HOA community for the most part, for in general, not just because of the cat rule. And we ended up moving to a house that we've lived in previously. It's a house that we already owned, that my brother had been living in with his family for the past 7 or 8 years. And they bought a house and moved out of it, and then we ended up moving back in. I moved when I left to go to grad school. And so we moved back into this current house. This sticker is a little wonky. And now our cats can do whatever they want. And they do. Well, sort of. Our cat, Diego, we let him out on a schedule. And I think he's gotten used to his schedule. I think he pretty much knows his schedule now. Oh, I put this on the other way. Our other cat, Dante, when we first moved back in here and we let him out, we didn't let him out for 2 weeks. We kept him inside so that he could get used to his new environment and settle in. But then after 2 weeks, we let him out and he never came back. No, he came back, but he would be out, a day, sometimes 3. He'd come back. The longest he was out was like 5 days or a week. And then he didn't come back at all for a month. He has a collar, he has a flea collar, and he has a collar that has his name on it and our phone number on it, but he's not chipped. And when he didn't come back after a month, we figured that he was probably being kept in someone's house, because he's very cuddly. He loves cuddling. He loves being pet. He purrs really loud. If you're petting him, you can hear him purring from another room. He cannot get enough. I was thinking that someone saw a really cute cat and Diego or Dante, allowed himself to be pet, to be touched, and they just kept him. That's what I think happened. Well, yesterday, he just came back. He came back as if nothing had happened. Okay, before I finish my cat story, am I done planning? I am done planning. I was just thinking if there are any conferences, and I really don't think there is. No, conferences don't start until September. So we are done planning. Now we're going to decorate. So he came back yesterday morning as if nothing had happened. He looked okay. He was a little dirty, but and skinny. He was skinny and a little dirty, but he didn't look like a stray. He looked like if anyone else would have seen him, they would have known that he is somebody's cat, that he's a family cat, even though he was a little dirty and a little skinny. I was very happy to see him. This says, be kind to yourself. I need this one a lot. And would you believe that 10 minutes after walking in and munching on some food and having some water, he started wanting to be let out again. He was meowing and meowing and meowing, wanting to be let out again. And I said to him, Dante, you just got home after being gone for a month. I didn't let him out. I felt a little guilty about it, I did. But I just wanted, he was probably a homeless. I don't know if he was in someone's house. Seeing him that skinny and that little like dirty, I don't think he was in someone's house. I think he was outside roaming around the neighborhood for a month. And I said, you've been gone for a month. You need to relax. You need to eat a little more because you're too skinny, and you need to relax. And I want to cuddle with you, before you leave again and not come back. And we did let him out later in the day. And he came back after a couple hours. He came back. So we have a little adventurer. I don't know if he was gone for a month because he got lost. Do cats do that? Do cats get lost? Is it possible that he had been trying to find his way back home and just couldn't find his way back? I'm gonna have to put this little sloth somewhere because they're one of my favorite animals. I have to put them somewhere. I know they live in tropical climates, so maybe not put him near the cactus. Maybe over here by the date. I'm going to cover up the month, but I don't care that much. I like him up here in the corner. So yeah, thankfully he was out and came back after a couple hours. I just want him to get healthy again before he's gone for too long again. Other than being skinny and a little dirty, he looked pretty well. He didn't have any scratches on him. He didn't look like he had been in any fights, any scuffles. His flea collar worked. He didn't have any fleas on him. I think the collar we put on him, I think it was like a 6 or 8 month collar. So it still had a good chunk of time left on it. I'm going to put a little bit of washi tape up here towards the top. This sticker I pulled up to put the washi tape underneath of doesn't want to come back down again. So I guess I'll put him back down underneath the washi tape. Right now, both of our little kitties are taking a nap in the living room. I'm so happy to have them back, both here together. When Dante was gone and I was starting to really worry, even if he was in someone's home and they were cuddling him and he wasn't in a hurry to leave, I was thinking that they would have had just as hard of a time keeping him inside the house as we did. Like he would want to be outside like he always wants to. and he'd come back, he'd find his way back here. But I was getting a little sad because I could remember Diego and Dante, they would sleep together, like cuddled up next to each other. They would groom each other. And I think Diego probably always knew that Dante was going to come back because Diego never acted any differently. He wasn't like, he didn't seem depressed, like nothing. He just was fine. I'm like, oh, well, I think he knew all along that his brother was coming back eventually. I would like to put some stickers up here across the top. I'm going to save my llama page for a different day. I want to do a whole llama thing, so I don't want to. I'm thinking that across the top here, I would do either some of these flowers or some of this green foliage. Does it seem a little weird that I have a cactus side and then the rest of it is not well, that's a cactus, but it looks a little tropical on this side with the flower pot and the sloth. Would it look horrible if across the top here I do some more cactus, and on this side across the top I do some flowers so that it could kind of look like we have a cactus deserty side and a more tropical side? Because now I kind of regret putting this washi tape up here. Well, let's see what happens. My mom placed a bird feeder right outside of my office window here so that I could see birds, throughout my workday. And I definitely see birds all day long as I'm working, but I mostly see birds fighting with each other over the bird feeder. They will chase each other off and yell at each other to move away from the bird feeder. It's not surprising, but I also was a little surprised that I thought it'd be a little more harmonious out there, and it's really not. So I think we're done decorating. I did end up doing a tropical side and a deserty cactus side. So over here we have some tropical flowers, a sloth, a flower pot, and on this side we have some flower pots that have cactuses in them, cacti, and we have a little cactus scene down here. And I like what it looks like. I'm realizing that I am missing a couple events. I'm missing Community Day for Pokemon Go, and I'm missing the full moon event for Pokemon Sleep. So let me put those in there now. I'm going to use some boxes like we did for over here. This is a perfect tropical box for the 19th, which is the full moon. But because these are for Happy Planner books, they have the date notch cut on the opposite side that they're on here. Here they're on the top right hand corner, and in Happy Planner books they're in the top left hand corner. I'm going to cut it, and these boxes are bigger anyway, so it would have been too big to fit anyway. Community Day for Pokemon Go is going to be on August 31st, and my 31st box is full of cactus. Should I leave it alone or should I take the cactus off? I'm going to leave it alone. And we're done. This is my August 2024. And it looks a lot nicer than my July one, actually. Although these stickers are beautiful, there seems to be more of a theme going on here. So it looks very pretty. And we're going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it was enjoyable, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.